So let's take a quick look at how we can use global information systems such as Google Earth Street View to create a walking tour for a study abroad trip. So first you got to navigate to earth.google.com and it's going to load this map of the area. You can see in the bottom left hand corner as we zoom out there's a small person, and this small person can be drag and dropped onto the map like so, enabling us to take advantage of either Google Streetcar views or user photos. And you can see the difference between the streetcar view, which is the blue lines, and the user photos, which are the small dots. And I'll drop into a few different areas and just kind of show you around this area. So I'm going to give you a quick show of the controls. You can just click and drag your mouse to change your view angle. You can use these gray arrows on your screen to move forward and backwards within the street view. And then you can also jump down the street by clicking on an area further ahead, which will move your camera pretty quickly. Okay, for my walking tour, I'm going to show you the U.S. Capitol building and the surrounding area. We'll start our tour facing the United States Capitol building. This is the building that houses the United States Senate and the House of Representatives. Nearly all the power of the legislative body of the United States government is housed under this roof. The building, originally erected in 1793, has been through several transformations over the years and is still a monument to the power of our republic. Situated on the National Mall, we'll have several sights to see right here. And if we continue our tour, we'll do a quick spin around and we'll see a statue of Ulysses S. Grant seated upon a horse. This statue memorializes the 18th President of the United States, who's most famous for leading the Union forces to victory in the Civil War. And you can just barely catch a glimpse of the Washington Monument across the water feature. Immediately as we continue our tour down the street, you'll see the Peace Monument. This was erected in 1878 and pays tribute to the naval veterans who perished during the Civil War, a fitting memorial for the sacrifices that war demands. So as we move around and navigate to our next stop on this walking tour, using Google Street Views to create this sort of a walking tour experience is a great way for you to immerse students in an environment that they might not be, it might not be feasible to actually take them. Students in California that might want to be able to tour our nation's capital, the plane trip and the expense to get out there might not be realistic for every family, and we can use this information technology to create the experience and have a really enriching learning opportunity right in the middle of the classroom. Now this takes us to our next stop, which is actually the Supreme Court of the United States. Here is where the highest debate on laws is put to rest. It's a constitutional office. The Supreme Court plays a crucial role in the systems of checks and balances that our founding fathers established. From here, we'll continue to use Google Earth to traverse this street as we approach our next stop, which is immediately next to the Supreme Court, which is the Library of Congress. This building is designed to help house the collective knowledge of mankind. It's the modern equivalent of the Library of Alexandria. The Library of Congress is a resource for researchers and clerks of government officials to help find information to serve constituents. Additionally, the library also serves the people of the United States directly. Now that we move down the street underneath these glass domes, what you'll see is the United States Botanical Garden. There's housed domestic and exotic plant life for the enjoyment of citizens, as well for the preservation of plant life that's at risk in an ever-changing climate. As we tour back to our starting point at the U.S. Capitol building, this is a great tool to prepare students who might be actually going overseas on study abroad trips, to kind of get them familiar with what the area would look like, what areas that they're going to be moving around in are, kind of how the layout is and what to be prepared when they're actually on the ground. And then for students that maybe can't afford to or don't have an opportunity to go overseas, this is a way for them to, or even, I said overseas, but even in our own country, for them to be able to virtually create those experiences. And this ends our walking tour as we return to the Capitol building.